And good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Friday, November 8th. It's my daughter's birthday. Not that she's listening, but I'll say happy birthday to her anyway. On our show today, we have from United Mutual, one of their board members, Annette Ardeni, and she's going to be talking about a few things that are going on with United, one of the committees that she is on. Also, Dan Oweiler is coming by today, and we're going to talk about something you really have to watch out for, and those are scams, especially with Medicare and Social Security and those kinds of things. And from Concerned Citizens, we have a guest who is going to be a guest speaker at their upcoming meeting. So Joseph Surya will be here, tell you all about that. And then a couple guests from the Hadessa Club, and they have an upcoming event. I think they do this annually. They have like a show and sale coming up, so we'll find out more about that. Now, as far as meetings go today, the only one is the 3rd, having their agenda prep meeting. That will be in the Sycamore Room at 9:30, excuse me. Now let's get to the weather, and I told you things were going to warm up a little bit today. They certainly did. At our house, it was a 10-degree difference this morning over yesterday. You could feel that slight breeze, that slight offshore breeze. But looking around this morning, nothing is that strong at all throughout Southern California. There's some certain areas up in the Inland Empire, and those areas that the winds are, maybe 10 miles an hour or something like that. Here we have it. If you're watching us in the morning, you could feel just a slight, mild offshore breeze, and I think that's all we're going to get. It might strengthen overnight tonight into tomorrow, but really this is a very mild wind event. But we do go up, as you can see. We bumped that up and in the mid-80s. Sunday, I would say, just depending how this high-pressure system hangs around, we could see, I've been looking at kind of an average, I would say anywhere from 79 to maybe about 81 on Sunday. And although we did get some fog this morning, it's pretty much gone by now. But on Monday and Tuesday, we'll get a thicker marine layer coming in. So just some nice weather. Looking around California for today and the weekend, fairly mild everywhere you go. Look at the Tahoe and Mammoth, the Sierras. That's really nice for this time of the year, in the low 60s, and they're going down to, I think, an average of about 27, 28 degrees overnight. And look at the Bay Area of 69 degrees, partly cloudy up there. And down this way, we're just looking a little bit warmer. So Big Bear be about 61 over the weekend, 61 to maybe about 63, and then Palm Springs averaging about 92. So really just a beautiful weekend. And again, this is that high pressure system, I told you about this yesterday, that is hanging around at the California-Oregon border off the coast. And when it does that, it does not allow any of the cool, moist air to get down from the Gulf of Alaska. We've had this in years past. It's not uncommon. And the longer it stays up there, the less rain that we get. It prevents that from coming down. So we'll see what happens and how long that stays around and how much rain we end up getting this year. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From our delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials, at 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio, or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
If you have Medicare, you got to get Alignment Health Plan's Black Card. It's a member-only benefit, unlike anything I've ever seen, giving you access to one-on-one health support any time of day or night. Need to schedule an appointment or need it right there? They'll take care of it. Now you can talk to a doctor 24 hours a day. Call them and get a card of your own, and all the benefits you deserve, too.
Hi, I'm Ann Mundell Noel, audiologist and owner of Amazing Hearing. As an audiologist, I have the education and expertise to assess, diagnose, and treat hearing loss. Hearing aids are only one part of the treatment process. The way we have been taught to fit, counsel, and use hearing therapy is what makes us different. Amazing Hearing. Audiologists with the education, expertise, and empathy to change how you hear.
At family-owned Capistrano Toyota, I've been teaching my staff for years that we always say yes to our customers.
Can you help me get financed?
Yes, we can help.
Will you walk my dog?
Yes,
Will you change our baby's diapers?
yes, of course.
But they may be taking this yes thing a little bit too far. Come and see for yourself that at Capistrano Toyota, we always say yes to our customers.
We love to show people that our sight loss won't hold us back. Thanks to free classes at Braille Institute, we're returning to the things we love. We're connecting with the world using today's technology. And we're learning to get back in the game. Thanks to Braille Institute, it's about what we can do, not what we can't.
Get information about free programs available from Braille Institute Anaheim, or learn about our new center in South Orange County by calling 1-800-BRAILLE or visit brailleinstitute.org.
And I'd like to welcome back once again on our program from the United Board. We have Neda Ardani, and you've been on a couple times before, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this is the third time.
Yes. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And today we're talking about a committee that you chair. It's called the United Resident Advisory Committee.
Advisory, yes. Exactly.
Now, people have probably heard about this, but they're not exactly sure the purpose of it, what it's about. So that's why you're here today. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much to
Sure.
having me here. Thank you. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of our residents for your support. United Resident Advisory Committee is honored to serve the members' concerns. Please bring issues, problem, or suggestion to the staff and committee. The committee and staff then take appropriate actions or directly help residents. United Resident Advisory is here to listen to your problems and find the best solution. There is no speaking time limit. Residents are allowed to fully express their issues. The committee met with 5 residents on September 12 to discuss their problems and concerns. Our next meeting will be on November 14, 4 p.m. in the Sycamore Room. I just want to mention we have lots of professional and educated members in the community that can help us to solve the problems, and with their wisdom, we are able to get things done. Please share your concern and solution with us. And I wanted to repeat it again, November 14, 4 p.m. in the Sycamore Room. See you there.
Now, this committee, people don't need to make reservations to go to. They
No.
can just show up.
Exactly.
And again, whatever their concerns they have, this gives them a little bit more time than the board meeting to express something that they're concerned about, some problems. It could be anything, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Yes,
And then from there, you folks listen to that. Maybe you can help them right then, but if not, you
Yes.
let them know, here's how
Exactly.
we're going to proceed.
Exactly.
All right,
yes,
so it's a
yes,
nice
ma'am.
committee to have. And when you get the folks that are coming there, you have some staff there that can help them out as well, right? Or you
Definitely.
direct them to the right
Yes,
person.
we are here
to
for
talk.
them.
All right.
Yes.
Is also, I know you do this every other month, right? And sometimes in the board meeting, you folks will say, this is something, why don't you come to this committee meeting? You can express this a little bit deeper and let us know, and that's the best avenue to take, right?
Yeah, sometimes, because it's a specific problems, we prefer that if we can right away, we're helping them, for sure we are doing
Right,
it.
yeah.
But otherwise, we prefer that they are coming to that specific committee for that
Right.
problem, and then we can discuss more about it.
Right, okay, and that's a good thing to know, because depending what it is, they can find the right committee. But a lot of times, it's something that maybe doesn't fit any other committee, and that would be a good place for this. They might be having, a problem with a neighbor or whatever it might be, and this would be a good place to start, right?
Exactly. Yes.
All right, but again,
we do our best to help
They
them.
don't need a
Please
reservation.
come.
Just go there.
Yes.
And the next one, so it'll be November 14th in the Sycamore Room
Sycamore
at 4 o'clock.
at 4 o'clock. Yes.
Okay. Very good. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it.
All right, very short.
We are
but
waiting
nice
for
to have
you guys.
here.
Thank you.
All right.
Just come.
Good to see you.
Good to
and
see you too.
congratulations again. Everything going
Thank
good for you
so
on the
much.
board?
Thank you, Ken. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me here.
All right, look forward to next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We'll be right back. We'll get you unhooked in just a minute.
Yeah, okay.
Very good.
What do you get when you take a widow who's ready to start dating, a singer aged out of the cruise circuit, a lawyer who was betrayed by her once ill husband, and a woman whose husband left her for the whore from Gate 4? Put them all together and you have Tales from the Woods, written by Terry Louise Fisher, known for classics such as L.A. Law and Cagney and Lacey, along with the old prose. Tales from the Woods follows these four ladies as they take advantage of new opportunities while starting a new chapter in life, all while meeting some pretty colorful characters along the way. Join us every Friday at 6 p.m. and Monday at noon, only on Village Television.
Anyone who calls it a hobby doesn't understand. We know that a person's passion is what drives them. And that's why every memorial we create is a true reflection of the individual. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other.
Find out how at dignityorangecounty.com.
Hiring a realtor you trust is the first step in selling your home. Selecting an escrow company that can safeguard your money and personal information throughout the transaction is the next step. Escrow Options will guarantee the safety of your personal information and funds from the risks of wire fraud and cyber theft. Choose the escrow company that works for you. Escrow Options Group, protecting consumer assets in escrow since 2005.
It's important for you to get your financial house in order. And so it breaks my heart sometimes when I see widows that come in with $100,000, $200,000 to their name, and yet their broker has lost $200,000 or $300,000 in the market when they shouldn't even have been in the market. The most satisfying part that I find in working with retirees is when they come in on their annual reviews and the market has had a bad turn, and we know that we can sit down and look at them and say, you haven't lost any money.
Well, I'd like to welcome back Dan Oweiler today from Sterling Financial Advisors.
Nice bow tie.
Thank you very much. This is a real one. My daughter gave me this
I'm
one.
surprised it isn't something in Thanksgiving mode.
You know,
you're very good for dressing seasonally.
I had my pumpkin one from Halloween, and I have to find one.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, that would be good.
That's right.
It's good to have you here today.
Good to be here.
And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, this is that time of the year, Medicare and all this kind of stuff. We're gearing up soon for the tax season.
Right.
And so you're here today really to talk about the scams that go on. And there's many that do, and this time of the year especially. There's Medicare, there's Social Security, there's the IRS one.
The reason I thought this might be a good thing is because I got a call from a client about 2 months ago with this exact scam. She says, I think I screwed up. She says, somebody called me regarding my Social Security having a problem, and they needed to get information from me in order to fix it.
Right.
And that's the big thing going around right now.
That happens to me all the time.
At least one of them. And they call up and they said there's problems with your Social Security, and I'm here to help you resolve it. I'm from the Social Security office, and she gave him her Social Security number, and it was not a good situation. She had to call her bank. She had to call us as her advisors and kind of lock down her accounts until they got it resolved. And things like that. And so that's one of the things that probably your audience needs to be aware of, is that Social Security doesn't ask for your information over the phone, you know?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that you need to be aware of, because as you said, you get calls, I get calls, emails all the time asking for your personal information.
Yes.
It's very difficult to distinguish between, you know, official calls and unofficial calls, but the reason they do this, the reason these scam artists do this, is because they're successful at it.
Yeah.
They find something that's successful, and they, you know, do it for a period of time until it stops working, and then they move on to something else.
Yeah, in something like this, of course, as I'm sure with that woman, they're scared. They're like, wait a minute, I don't want my Social Security stop, or whatever it might be. It's like when they did it to me, you know, the first call, I usually don't answer calls I don't recognize.
Right.
This particular time, and I've mentioned this once before, is that every couple weeks I get a call from Sparkletts Water. Hey, your delivery is going to be, and if you don't answer it, they'll keep calling. It's an automated call. They called about the same time the water company always calls, so I answered it. And as soon as they started doing it, I started laughing, because I'm like, I don't get Social Security, you know, but, you know.
Well, my dad, bless his heart, used to have fun with these guys.
Yeah.
You know, one of them is, hey, you've won prize, you know, and if you just give us your information, or you send us $50 to get it, process it, we'll get the prize to you. He used to just sit on the phone with them and talk, because the longer you talk to them, the less time they have to scam somebody else. And he would, at the end of the day, they probably ended up hanging up on him, because he was taking so much of their time, knowing that, hey, if I can do this. And so, but the scam things, is the reason they target seniors, and because they're afraid, like you said, they don't want to lose their Social Security. And so one of the things that we talk about is don't ever give out your information over the phone.
Right.
Unless it's somebody, you know, you're into the bank or something, you know, something like that. And so that one in particular, they'll call up and they'll say, you know, you've got problems with your Social Security. We need to resolve it. Can you verify your Social Security number?
Yeah.
And if you give them that, that's the first, okay, what's your birth date and things like that. They want all that information to, you know, sell it on the black market, or go into your accounts, or do whatever.
Right.
And so I think your listeners just need to be aware of that that's going around.
And the other one, too, is the IRS scam calls. You know, you owe us back taxes, whatever it might be, or, you know, they ask for the exact same information.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we want to resolve this for you, and if you send us $200, that will take care of the interest and everything, and it'll go away.
Yeah.
Well, the reason they do that is because people send them the $200.
Yeah.
And so it's unfortunate that, you know, the internet is great, but it also causes a lot of, you know, criminals are always going to find ingenious ways to bilk us out of money.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
they will.
And so you just need to be aware of that. And I thought, you know, when I got this call from my client, they needed to be aware of that. And I had another client that his sister got involved with a scam artist. I think they were in Jamaica, actually. And, you know, we've got this money for you. We just need to get some, you know, $2,000. They call a week later. Well, everything's going forward. We need another $1,000. She ended up sending $50,000 to these people.
Oh, wow.
Because she was disabled and wanted to get the money and everything. And it ended up bilking her out of $50,000.
Wow, that's sad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that when they're living alone and they don't have anybody to talk to about it, and they think that they've run into this inheritance or whatever it is, that, you know, they're going to have all this money. So I'm just here as a kind of a warning that be aware when you're getting phone calls that you don't know.
Right.
Okay. You know, if it's important, they will leave you a.
Yes, they will.
You know,
that's the whole thing.
Now,
yeah.
sometimes they'll also want you to call back, and then you get charged for this number.
Yes.
You know,
that's another scam.
Other scam is you need to call this 800 number, and you end up getting charged 60 cents or something for that. Well, if you multiply 60 cents times, you know, 200,000 or 300,000 people, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, and so you need to be aware that, you don't need to call back. But I've always told my wife it's important they'll leave a phone number.
Yeah.
You know, or leave a message.
Yeah, I never answer my phone anyway. I don't want to talk to anybody. You know, along with that too was, of course, the scam emails. They're doing the same thing.
Yeah, you've won a prize. And, you know.
And it may not have to do with Social Security or all, but just the other day, I got a scam email. It had from Cox Cable. You know, you owe this amount of money. It didn't go. Well, number one, I already got the confirmation directly from them that the payment went. So I knew that. That's not a problem. But, you know, they use the exact same logo and all this kind of stuff. They just copy it.
Criminals don't care if they're using somebody's logo.
I don't think so.
You know, they don't care if they're using Disney's or whatever. They're just trying to get money out of you.
Yeah.
You know, so we just, you know, we're just kind of giving a warning out there to be diligent in those things and just be aware.
Now, this time of the year, of course, as we said, tax season is unfortunately coming up. And this is something that I know, you know, you've got your clients with you that they can go over certain things. And it's one of the things that you look at throughout the year for them, how to, you know,
sometimes,
move things around
you know,
a bit.
it's, you know, there's two ways to reduce taxes. Reduce your income, which people don't like to do.
Right.
Or increase your deductions.
Right.
Okay. And you know, or invest in muni bonds. That's obviously reducing your taxable income.
Right.
You know, and so a lot of times, you know, we can maybe reallocate in some, you know, deferral of income through an annuity or something like that that helps you then take that income off your tax return, which could affect your Social Security taxes.
Right.
Depending upon how you're invested.
You know, you mentioned something, municipal bonds, and I don't know if it's still the same, but I remember years and years ago, you would have, you know, state bonds. Sometimes they were double or triple tax-free, depending on the city you lived in, and all that kind of stuff. County. Are those still available?
Still
I'm sure
available.
they don't pay what they used to.
No.
Because years ago, they would be paying,
if you were to
know,
go
6,
out
7, 8%.
and get a new issue bond right now, it's probably in the 2.5–3% range on the shorter end.
Right.
If you go out 30 years, you might be able to get a little bit higher than that. You know, but again, you know, you kind of have to do a comparison of a taxable return versus a tax-free return. Which one works better for you? Sometimes you can get a better taxable return and then still have more money after tax than you can on a tax-free return. So those are some things that we look at as we go forward, and sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. But you know, it doesn't hurt if you. I've got clients that are coming in today that have a fairly large portfolio sitting in cash, not earning a whole lot, but they're concerned about paying a lot in taxes. Well, we're going to probably set up a laddered muni bond program for them, and so.
So there's all kinds of alternatives.
Yeah, there's things like, and there's a difference between owning individual bonds and a mutual fund full of California tax-free bonds. So, you know, some are affected much more as a result of interest rate swings. Muni bond funds seem to be a little bit more volatile than single issue bonds, but you know, it's not right or wrong.
You know, along those same lines, and this is something many years ago that I remember learning about when it comes to municipal bonds. So hypothetically, California has more and more bonds going up, and you know, we pay for those one way or another. Is investing in those bonds, you know, they might have a big school bond next year of so many $1 billion. If you buy into those bonds, in a way, are you kind of offsetting that eventual tax you're going to have to pay on those? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not sure I do.
Well, for instance, I remember years ago, if you invest in state bonds, it's a way to again, we as taxpayers end up paying for those bonds because they're a debt that the state has to pay.
Well,
so maybe you're offsetting by investing in those bonds.
Yeah, there's two types of bonds, general obligation bonds and revenue bonds.
Right.
So a revenue bond is like they're going to fund a toll road through a municipal bond, and the revenue from that toll road is what pays the interest.
Right.
General obligation bonds are just California debt that are paying, okay?
Yeah.
So if you have a revenue bond, it's tied directly to that, those revenues, you know, that are coming in.
Okay.
The general obligation bonds are what probably you're talking about is we can offset that as far as, you know, the obligations of California to its citizens.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that years ago in the same way, you know, you'd have your utilities go up.
Right.
And if people go, well, maybe you should invest in
utilities.
In PG&E. I don't know if you want to do that now.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You know, it was a way that, okay, I'm investing in this, so as my rates go up, it kind of offsets.
Right. If my stock
the
goes
dividends.
up with it,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, tell me what's going to happen, I'll tell you what to do type of thing. You know.
All right. Well, thank you for
good to
this
be here.
information.
Yep.
And of course, Dan and his team can help you out. And if you want to call them or go online at sterlingfa.com, 859-8900 is the phone number. They're located right up by the Social Security office in Mission Viejo.
Right down the street.
Yeah, right off of Cerro. And good folks up there, they'll help you out.
We'll even have a hot cookie for them.
Yes. There you go. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you, Ken.
Take care.
All right,
we'll be back.
take care.
You made it. Years of hard work, investing, planning, and now you're here. The long-awaited reward you spent a lifetime looking forward to. But what now? After years of growing a nest egg, now you may want to manage it. Use it to fund your dreams. Make it last as long as you need it. And leave some for those you love. So what do you do? Wall Street continues to be uncertain, and some conservative options have dropped through the floor. How do you maintain opportunities for growth and reduce risk of loss from market changes? That's where we come in. We are financial professionals. From insurance products to tax reduction strategies and guaranteed retirement income you cannot outlive, provided by the claims-paying ability of insurance companies. You've worked a lifetime to get here. Let us help you enjoy it to the fullest. For a complimentary consultation, simply contact us today.
David's in jail? Where?
Here in San Antonio, ma'am. I'm David's lawyer, and I'm trying to get him out of jail.
Well, what do you need me to do?
Why, $700, or better yet, send me a credit card number and I'll get him out of jail immediately.
When in doubt, hang up. Scammers will find family facts for an emotional effect.
Oh, can I talk to him?
I'm sorry, ma'am. He's in jail. If you want to get him out, you got to get me $700 immediately.
If at all in doubt, hang up. It could save you from financial ruin.
The all-new 3-row Subaru Ascent. Room for up to 8 passengers. Choice of second-row captain's chairs or bench seating. Standard eyesight driver assist technology. Coming from Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever.
Irvine Subaru. Get your new Subaru here with 2 years complimentary maintenance included.
I'm a strong believer that there's something for everyone out there. But some people never stop searching. I've looked long and hard through these parts, and I thank my lucky stars I stumbled across a special place, a unique place, where you never know what you'll find. The Trading Post, only on Channel 6.
Welcome back. Well, with me today is Joseph Siri, and Joseph is with Concerned Citizens, but he's also going to be their guest speaker coming up, and his presentation is on November 21st.
November 21st.
And you're going to be
in the
talking
afternoon.
a couple different things, book reviews. Welcome, sir. Nice to have you on for the first time.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, are you a resident here as well?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
We're on Majorca.
Okay, I wasn't sure. But I know you're going to be the guest speaker here.
Yes.
So you're going to be talking about a couple different books, am I right?
2 books,
All right.
actually. You may have heard of the author of Liar's Poker or The Big Short. That's Michael Lewis.
Okay,
And
The Big Short, I definitely heard
The
of.
Big Short.
Yeah.
And he's got a book called The Fifth Risk.
Okay.
And Ronan Farrow, who has suddenly become quite famous,
Right.
besides being Mia Farrow's son, is got a book called, an older book, because he's just out with a new one, called War on Peace.
Okay.
And it seems logical that concerned citizens would want to hear about that.
Right.
Because they were originally a peace and freedom and
Right.
social justice group going back
So tell us
30
about
years.
these books.
Yeah.
The first one, I heard the War on Peace because, like you said, he's been in the news.
Yes.
But the other one, The Fifth Risk.
Yeah, it's
right?
kind of hard to think about, too.
Yeah, I don't...
The name, you
yeah.
would after Liar's Poker and
right, well,
the Big Short, although not many people know what that is either.
Yeah.
So The Fifth Risk is, Lewis has written many successful books, and so he seemingly was interested in the civil service, and he takes a look at agencies that are really important to us, if you think about it. Food safety, Department of Agriculture.
Okay, right.
Electricity, the electrical grid
Right.
has become really important lately
Yes.
in California.
Yeah.
But throughout the nation, it's a problem, and that's under the Department of Energy.
Right.
And he looked at the National Weather Service in the Department of Commerce.
Okay.
All
right.
But he starts out with the transition. That's what got him interested, I suspect, in this. Both authors interview people who are both present and were parts of the bureaucracy in those different agencies.
Right.
Ronan Farrow is a little different because he looks at the State Department, which he was once part of.
Okay.
With Richard Holbrooke. the
Oh,
late
okay. I
Richard
didn't know
Holbrooke.
that.
So, but I don't know if that answers your question. But
Right. So
basically
the
it's-
Fifth Risk is about looking at all these different departments and their role and their...
Especially the role of science in attempting to both predict as well as make clear to the public what some of the risks are.
Okay.
And as I said, food safety would be one.
Yeah, of course.
Is your electricity important to you? And is storm preparedness important?
Yeah.
It may not be so much in California, but in the central parts of the country, in the Midwest and in the South, as we know, since Katrina and even Sandy in New York and New Jersey, storm warning and storm preparedness is very important. And what he really is trying to get at, and I probably should tell, well, no, if you want to know what the risks are, I'll tell you when you come to the meeting.
All right, but that sounds like a really interesting book.
Well, it's more than interesting because you get to meet people. In both of these books, you meet people who would never be heard of before because they're in agencies.
Sure.
They've been there 30 years, maybe 25 years. Civil servants who are committed to not only their task, but informing the public in ways that will make sense to them.
Yeah, I think that's a great subject. Now, the War on Peace, that seems, at least to me, a little more obvious, or is there a twist to there that I'm not
probably,
understanding?
well, there is a slight twist to it. It is a bit longer. It really suggests to us since about the 1960s the tendency of the United States to look toward military solutions instead of diplomatic solutions to world problems has, according to Farrow and the people he interviews, including people like Colin Powell, Ms. Albright, and previous secretaries of state, besides just Richard Holbrooke, who he worked with. He interviews the staff, and they all come to the conclusion that we have gotten ourselves into serious problems by aligning ourselves militarily in many countries, Colombia, Afghanistan, Ethiopia, and Somalia, with what would you call warlords, you know, militarily important people who we think at the time are going to be very good. And in fact, at one time, I think he tries to suggest the CIA backed one side in Syria, and the and the military, the Department of Defense backed somebody else.
Yeah.
So actually, maybe that's smart. I don't know.
No, but that's a very good subject, and
that's the twist.
Right.
The issue is, why aren't we successful if indeed we have this technology?
Yeah.
Why isn't that sufficient to make the world, quote, safe for the United States?
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about that subject, I find interesting, you know, we can look at things more recent, Iran-Contra as an example. But even when you go back to the time of Adams and Jefferson and things like that, and, you know, one faction wanted to go with the French.
That's right.
And of course the revolution with Napoleon. And then you have the other side, Adams as an example, with the Federalists, that wanted to align themselves, it sounds strange, but with the British because of the trade. But right then, you have two people, at that point, a president and vice president, kind of looking at totally different things, a different way. Who do we back? But it's been with us for generations in one form or another.
Oh, yes, right.
Yeah.
Right. What is different is, I think, in two senses. One is the reach, the military reach of the United States. And the second is the power, the technological power that we bring to the table at this point.
Yeah, back then we didn't have quite the reach or power.
That's right, yeah.
But we were positioning ourselves.
There was that,
point.
And there was that dissension. I think you're absolutely right. When world affairs are bigger than U.S. affairs, and in this case the French Revolution, and England trying to make sure that it didn't lose its monarchy, that you'd get factions in the United States, which is actually why the Constitution decided to separate powers and create a bureaucracy that you could trust. In the case of Jefferson, the State Department, and in the case of some others, the judiciary, and actually, I should have mentioned that as another twist. The judiciary comes into both of these books, but in the case of the Faro book, in actually since 9/11, fearful that our diplomats are traitors.
Right.
And so they've even accused some really fine career people, and later dropped the charges, of being enemy agents.
Right.
So there has been a rise. The other twist is the rise in fear among bureaucrats within the administrations, as well as the public, who think that maybe they're being deceived by their civil servants.
Right. Well, this is going to be a great topic, and this will happen again on November 21st from concerned citizens, and you're all invited to attend. The information is on the screen.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
Clubhouse 1, I had to check that at 2 p.m.
Right.
And you're welcome to go. It's free.
That it is.
Yeah.
Come and hear about things that are really important to folks. Like I said, food, electricity,
good subjects.
And travel.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks
Nice
very
to
much
meet
for your
you.
time. Nice meeting you.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to Village Television. I'm Lisa Hart.
And I'm Ken Goldenberg.
We're the hosts of ThisDay Morning Show.
And today we'd like to help you navigate our YouTube channel, where you can watch all your favorite Village Television programs.
First, you will want to open your browser and in the search bar, type in YouTube. Or if you are using Google, you can go to the upper right-hand corner and click on the 9 dots, which make a square, and this will provide a pull-down menu. Choose YouTube. Upon YouTube opening, there will be a search bar for you to type in Village Television.
Select the Village Television logo, or select the words Village Television. Once you are on the Village Television's YouTube channel, you will have a few options: videos, playlists, channels, discussion, about, and search. To watch videos, it's best to know which show you want to watch. Click on the playlist.
Here you will choose which show you'd like to watch. For example, if you want to watch ThisDay, select ThisDay. You can scroll down and look for the video you are looking for. Or if you know what the subject is about, you can use the search button, which is the magnifying glass, and type in the subject.
To subscribe to the channel, you can click on the subscribe button and click on the bell. To view all governance videos, including Third, United, GRF, or VMS reports, go to the Laguna Woods Village website, and then in the upper left-hand corner, click on the YouTube logo. And once YouTube opens, you can use the search icon for the specific meeting or report you are looking for.
Thank you for watching, and we hope this has helped you find all the fun shows and videos at
Village Television.
I have a brilliant smile because of brilliant dentistry. I love her expertise, her knowledge, her wisdom, and most of all, her patience with me.
We take the extra time to understand our patients' special needs and always perform the highest quality dental work at affordable prices in a relaxing and friendly environment. We perform everything from cleaning all the way to implant and sinus surgeries, all under one roof. Stop in or call and experience the brilliant smile difference.
I need your assistance on this one.
Used to keep it cool.
You did a good job.
Maybe it's time for me to go.
I'm overmatched for the first time since I can remember. I just need somebody to believe in me.
Who's doing that late night? Nobody.
Pacific Cremation Society offers the same cremation services as traditional funeral homes at a fraction of the cost. Call today to get your free $30 membership using the code MyMembership. Being a member guarantees special savings off all of our cremation plans. To request a free personal planning guide, call or visit us online at www.pacificcremationsociety.com. Start your conversation with Pacific Cremation Society today.
Welcome to Palm Terrace Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center. We are known in the community for compassionate and professional nursing care. Once our guests enter the road to recovery, our expert rehab therapy team rolls into action. Our goal is your comfort and your health. Please feel free to call us at 949-587-9000 or stop by and enjoy a personalized tour of Palm Terrace Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center.
Well, right now I'd like to welcome a couple ladies from the Laguna Hills Saddleback group of Hadassah, the Hadassah Club here in Laguna Woods Village. And coming up in just a short amount of time, the 20th of November, you're going to be having your show and sale. This is something that you've done before, right?
No,
you haven't.
I
thought you've been on, and you were on last year talking about this, but I guess first let me introduce both of you. Rena Conheim is here and Shelley Rones, and I was sure that you folks were on before talking about this, but obviously I'm wrong.
There was another sale for another organization that was similar.
Okay.
And that might be what
that
you were
might be
thinking
what I'm
of.
thinking of.
Yeah.
I saw second time around sale, so I thought, oh, this is the second time you're doing it. But it's really items that maybe people have owned and have decided
They
to...
donated them to us.
Okay.
We have very generous members. We have gorgeous items.
And from what I've seen on the information you sent me, it's jewelry, and then of course you've got some handbags and other things as well, right?
We have scarves, designer scarves. The handbags are designer handbags. And we have belts, beautiful belts.
Oh, great.
And the jewelry. And it's all for a very good cause.
And what's the cause?
The cause is for Hadassah Hospital,
okay,
which is the preeminent medical center in the Middle East.
Okay.
Supported by, not run by, that was the wrong word, supported by Hadassah, of which we are part.
Why don't you tell us what Hadassah is for those who don't know?
Hadassah is an organization that was founded in 1912 in Baltimore, and its purpose was to provide medical care primarily for trachoma for the population in Jerusalem, which in those days was under the Turkish Ottoman Empire.
Okay.
And Hadassah has evolved from that into groups all over. We are one of the many groups that supports the great hospital that has been built, that takes in anyone who comes for help, that does cutting-edge research in things like cancer, ophthalmology, you name it. They have a medical school, a nursing school, well baby clinics around the country, and also villages, 3 villages for troubled youth.
Oh, very nice.
And we support the hospital.
May I ask where the name comes from, Hadassah?
Well, I can say that it's the Hebrew name of Esther, of course, the book of Esther in the Bible. And when our founder was looking for a women-focused name, she chose that.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
And this is some of the items that are going to be for sale, right?
Yes, and we've had such generous members who've given us wonderful things. And this is the first time we're doing it.
Okay.
And it's at Clubhouse 7, which is wonderful. I think we were
that's a good location.
Lucky to get that date.
And so these are all donated, am I right?
Everything is donated,
nice.
yes. And we've had marvelous volunteer help to price them. And we're offering beautiful things at very, very good prices.
Yeah, and a good time of the year to go shopping for them, right?
Right, Christmas, Hanukkah,
Yeah.
all Kwanzaa, all these wonderful
this is the time
holidays
to
to get the gifts, yes. And it's very important for us because we particularly are zeroing in on the new cancer pavilion they're putting up.
Okay.
And we hope to help them with that.
Yeah, and there's a picture in the lower corner of that.
That's right, yes.
Right.
Now, since this is the first time you did this, how did you collect all this stuff? Is it from your members or just in general?
Well, you know, it's fascinating because people are so generous. Of course, we appealed to our members, and our members responded wonderfully. But in addition, members' neighbors who said, oh, you're collecting these things for charity? I have things I'd be happy to give them. My whole book club, who are not Jewish or members of this organization, brought tons of things for me to give.
How nice.
Generous people.
Yeah, well, it's going to a good cause that helps everyone.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know, no matter how much you have, we always want a bit more jewelry or another pair of earrings or a new purse. And this is a wonderful way to get it and support a very good cause.
Yeah, so you have a lot more jewelry, obviously, than here, and purses and scarves and all kinds of things.
I have a storage unit, and we filled it from the back wall to the front between my shelving with all of these wonderful things that people have donated.
That is great. Now, I want to ask, when you folks do something like this, is it a cash only, or have you set up a payment program?
Well, we can take credit cards.
Okay.
And because most people don't carry a lot of cash today.
So you have the portable scanners. And
we have
good.
that, yes. And I had to do a whole lot of investigation, but it turned out to be very easy.
Yeah, that's good to know.
The only thing that we should let people know, we are not going to take credit cards for $2 and $3
yes, of course.
things. We want a base. What is the base?
$25.
$25 base for credit cards.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So folks, bring cash if not going to buy a whole lot, and bring some cash with you. But obviously, if you do more, then that's fine. Then.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
And we're hoping to be very successful and able to help furnish part of the new cancer pavilion.
Yeah, I hope you're successful as well.
Thank you.
So again, this is November 21st, right?
20th.
20th. Back there,
20th.
And over Clubhouse 2, or 7. I'm thinking of the last one I just said. Sorry about that. I had that in my mind.
That's okay.
And everyone's invited to go. So if you need any more donations, can they contact you?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
We'll be taking donations almost up until the event.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And if they want to, can they bring anything that day, or do you want to categorize it?
No, because we have to pack it and price it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But, and bring your neighbors and bring your friends. Everybody can get into that gate at Clubhouse 7.
So 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, so it's 4 hours on Wednesday, November 20th. And as the lady said, bring some cash, but if you do more than $25 purchase, then they'll accept a credit card as well. Right. All right, ladies, Rena, Shelley, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
And maybe we will see you next year.
That would be lovely.
All right.
Thank you very
Take care.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back.
Mind and Memory Program at Mission Hospital is an outpatient program specifically designed for patients with a memory disorder who have developed a mental health issue, such as depression, anxiety, or paranoia. Patients are welcome every day, Monday through Friday, up to 4 days a week. On-site meals and snacks are included, and transportation to and from the program is available. The program focuses on improvement in overall mood, function, and concentration, as well as a decrease in depression or anxiety. Call today to find out if you or your loved one qualifies for the Mind and Memory Program.
Ready or not, baby, here I come. Mom and I take on some of the nastiest places in our neighborhood.
If the home has good bones, we'll turn them into amazing spaces.
Ready or not. And we're just getting started.
Get out of my way, boys.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
Go ahead, toot your own horn. Toot, toot.
All new Good Bones, Tuesday at 9 on HGTV.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 40 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make new friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit our office at Clubhouse 4 or anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
Dr. Yi-Wing Tong and Dr. Elaine Tong specialize in treating chronic pain and other disorders without drugs or surgery. Our therapy uses anesthetic injections to enhance acupuncture, curing disorders by restoring circulation and health. Most of our patients have tried all kinds of therapies without benefit, but obtained relief with their first treatment. Whether you are suffering from chronic pain, mental disorders, or simply wanting to maintain optimal health, we are here to help. Call today for your free phone consultation.
Do you hear but not understand? I have good news for you. A proprietary system for verifying hearing correction, Verified Best Speech Clarity, is now available through the All-American Hearing Network. This means hearing improvement can now be verified and documented. Your individual hearing correction is guaranteed in writing. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot. Try AMP, the world's smallest hearing aid at an unbelievably small price, just $750. It's ready to go in one visit, comfortable to wear, and virtually invisible when worn. Yes, you can now have verified best speech clarity. Hear every word. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot, risk-free.
And our movie coming up today is called My Dog Skip, and this came out in 2000. It stars Frankie Muniz, who you might remember from, I forget the name of the TV series that he was on, but it was really popular. Kevin Bacon, Diane Lane, Luke Wilson, great cast. This takes place in the 1940s in Mississippi, and it's about a young boy, and he feels very lonely, and his father, who lost a leg fighting in the Spanish Civil War, is withdrawn. So his mother buys him a dog, and his life is transformed. Not only is the dog his best friend, but through him, Willie can make friends and learn about life. And he and his beloved dog just have the best time together. So a real heartwarming movie. And again, it came out in 2000. That will be today at 2 o'clock and also at 7 o'clock, and it's brought to you by Memorial Care. Now, our movie on Monday is The Lion King. This is the new version that came out a few months ago. They call it the live-action version, but it's all CGI, but it looks like it's live action. And you know the story of this about the young lion cub Simba and his father, the king of the Pride Lands, Mufasa. And this is about him sort of finding his way after his father is killed during a stampede. He takes on the blame for that because his Uncle Scar basically puts them on it. He's the villain in all this. So he leaves the Pride Lands and he finds new friends, Timon and Pumbaa. Great movie, of course. The music is just timeless, and really it's turned out to be one of Disney's most successful properties in their history. So the original one was 1994, so this is the 25th anniversary of it. The Lion King will be on Monday at 2 o'clock and at 6 o'clock. A really great movie. They did, I think, one of the best jobs they've done in a lot of these remakes of all their movies. So looking forward to that one. Now, a couple events that are coming up. The most recent one now is going to be Veterans Day, of course, is Monday. And over at Clubhouse 2 in the front patio at 10 a.m. to noon, they'll be having a ceremony there. The Mayor Cynthia Connors will be there, as will, of course, our American Legion, Post 257 with Joe Rainey, who's the commander. And they'll have members of the battalion from the 1st Marine Division at Camp Pendleton. Their color guard will be there as well. So a 2-hour celebration in front of Clubhouse 2 in the front patio, and everyone is invited to attend. A couple Thanksgiving things I want to tell you about because these things go fast. So the first one, Florence Sylvester on Wednesday, November 27th, will be having their Thanksgiving feast lunch. So if you would like to go to this, call them like now because this goes quickly. They fill up. And the number is 949-380-0155. That is a Thanksgiving lunch, Wednesday, November 27th. Then the next day is Thanksgiving, so now this time you can have the traditional Thanksgiving buffet dinner, and this will be done by the Recreation Department at Clubhouse 2. And if you'd like to go to that, actually 2 clubhouses, Clubhouse 2 and Clubhouse 5 at 1 p.m. So these will be both lunches. Again, this sells out very quickly, especially it's only $23 for adults, $11.50 for children for this wonderful Thanksgiving buffet. So make sure you call either Clubhouse 2 or Clubhouse 5 or email Recreation VMS Incorporated or Inc.org. That's recreationvmsinc.org to get your name on the list. That's another one that sells out very quickly. All right, quickly on the weather, just some nice weather coming up. A little bit warmer today and tomorrow. We have some offshore breezes, but they shouldn't be really strong, at least in this area. Really throughout Southern California, this is going to be a mild wind event, but there's still some warnings out there. Not red flag warnings, but just in general an elevated fire risk throughout Southern California for a couple days. Then we cool things back down as we get to Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Get some fog in. We had a little this morning, but it didn't stick around. That was that inversion layer. Around the state this weekend, really nice everywhere you go. So as you can see there, warmer in Southern California than Northern California, but still very mild up there in the Sierras. All right, we will see you Tuesday. We're not here on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.